What's the deal? What's the deal? What's the deal, Viral Gang? I'm back at y'all with another one. It's your host that do the most, Mr. Viral himself, aka the villain, because they hate me for my opinion. Shout out all the Viral Way members. If this your first time viewing, go ahead and hit that subscribe button, become an official member of the Viral Way. Tell a friend to tell a friend, leave a like, leave a comment. Show that support, man, because support is free and it goes a long way. Hey, we gotta talk. We gotta talk about this new Drake album. Drake just dropped the album. A collab album with Party Next Door called Some Sexy Songs for You. I didn't even know he dropped. It really came out of nowhere. Somebody sent it to the group chat like, y'all heard that new Drake album? I'm like, damn, Drake dropped the album. It wasn't much promo. It really was no major announcements, and that's not like Drake. You know, when Drake drop a project, everybody hears it. It's usually attached to a smash hit single. I have not seen a single off of this album yet. I haven't seen it. Not to say that there's been none released, but I haven't seen it. It hasn't been going viral. It hasn't been circulating. All I've been seeing is bad reviews online. So I'm like, damn, man, let me check this album out. Let me give it a fair listen, because you know the Drake hate hype train right now is through the roof. Is Drake can do no good right now. Kendrick done obliterated the man. I mean, he's been decimated like we've never seen before. The closest we've seen to this was Ja Rule, when 50 ended Ja Rule. And that was really before the Twitter era. That was before the Instagram era. So even Ja Rule didn't get hit this hard. Even though his career did essentially get ended, he didn't have the online trolling like Drake is getting hit with right now. But yeah, I tried to listen to the album, bro. And I'm going to start with, let's start with the cover art first. Because they saying that he stole the cover art from another artist who dropped it first, I guess. And, you know, the conspiracy theorists, they started going down rabbit holes. Oh, did you see what he did with the cover art? The two towers behind him indicate how the industry want to bring him down, but he's twice as tall. The fur coats, the black and white represent the good and bad sides of the industry. So they trying to give him the Kendrick effect. Because you know how Kendrick got a deeper meaning in everything. So the OVO fans is low key trying to attach that to Drake's album. Now, I do not know the artist that they claiming that he stole the album cover art from, but apparently there's another Canadian artist who used the cover art some months prior. But anyways, let's go down the track list. Let's start with what I thought was good, because if I start with the bad, we're going to be here all day. So the outstanding tracks to me, Small Town Fame, to me it's a banger. I liked it. I liked the bop. It reminded me of the old Drake. You know, he got in that drizzy flow, the singing and the rapping. What I didn't like was the message. The message was weak to me. The message was him trying to get a girl who's already attached to another man, and him essentially hating on the other guy, trying to dirty mac him. Hating over a bitch is never the move. So I didn't like the message on Small Town Fame, but I did like the bop. I like the beat. I like the melodies. I like the flow. I'm like, okay, he's showing hints of the old Drake. Now, the next track that I like was Give Me a Hug. Give Me a Hug is dope. The beat was hot. The sample was cold. For him to use that as the sample, that was cold, because it makes you think of the original track. He was spitting at the haters on this one. If you listen to the lyrics, he's rapping at the fans and the critics who want to see him fail. But one move that I'm like, damn, I can't believe he really did that. He slipped in the white flag. So he waved the white flag on this track, basically saying he's bowing out of the Kendrick battle. If you ask me, he said, fuck a rap beef, trying to get the party lit. Because, you know, Kendrick said, I don't like Drake when he act tough. I like Drake for the bitches. So this whole album, he went back to that bag, trying to rap and sing for the bitches. Now, he basically telling y'all, all right, the beef is over. I did what I could. It's a wrap. I'm going back to getting the party lit. I'm going back to what I do, making smash hits, getting the bitches turned up in the club, you feel me? And by getting the bitches turned up, the men are going to follow, because the men going to play what women want to hear. The club's going to play what women want to hear. So that was his whole aim on the album. I'm like, damn, I can't believe he just openly said that on the track. He should have did that months ago. He should have did that last year after Not Like Us dropped. And everybody said the beef was over. He should have waved the white flag then, and he probably could have saved face and not dug himself such a as deep of a hole as he has since Not Like Us dropped till now. All he done is fail shot after fail shot after fail shot and dug himself a deeper grave and kicked himself deeper out of the culture than he was. Okay, and let me see. The next track that was actually kind of decent, but I noticed another thing on this Raining in Houston. It's all right track. It's cool. But he threw a shot at Americans on that track, low key. Once again, singing to the bitches, dirty Mac and pillow talking, whatever you want to call it. He said, these American guys are something different. They talk looser than us. You say I talk proper, blase, blase, blah. So he's low key throwing shade on American niggas. Like, them niggas talk way more looser than us. Like, they be pillow talking, they talk too much. And, you know, they might even talk improper. You used to them talking in slang and talking hood or whatever the case. So he's Canadian with the Jewish upbringing and the proper dialect and whatever you want to call it. And he's pointing that out like, damn, girl, you saying I talk proper. Nah, these niggas just looser than us. They just talk a little less IQ than us. That's what I get out of that. He low-key trying to say the Canadian niggas is smarter than the American niggas. Like, yeah, I caught that, nigga. You trying to throw shots at the Americans falling back on your Canadian upbringing. You know what I'm saying? So he's taking more of a Canadian pride on this album, even from the cover art to going to get Party Next Door as a feature, because all the American artists done turned their back on him, what it looks like. So now he's trying to fall back into that Canadian bag. But it's like, bro, you never really pushed that bag to the forefront. You never really pushed that to the forefront. Yeah, you rep Canada, but you still tried to make it Americanized because you wasn't really just saying Canada. You had to make up a name for where you from, all the six. Like, he was growing up in the hood. Nigga, you had a good upbringing, bro, in a nice nice Jewish neighborhood with nice Jewish parents, you know, on your mom's side at least. So, like, cut it out, bro. We know what you was trying to do with that six. You was trying to make it like a hood. You feel me? Oh, the six. So we don't think Canada. We just think hood. But yeah, nah. Now, them were the only standout tracks to me that was really good. Other than that, the album was trash. I'm not even gonna lie. I'm not gonna hold you. The album was ass. My coworker was like, hey, you heard the new Drake album? I'm like, nah, turn that shit on. Let's see what he talking about. And literally by song number 3, we had to turn it off because we sitting there listening to it. And he looked at me, he like, hey, bro, I'm finna turn this off. He turned Kendrick TV off on just to get the feel of the vibe back, just to feel like, you know what I'm saying, some masculinity is back in the room. Because the album, if you listen to this with a guy, it feels gay as hell. Like, just, I'm not gonna hold you. He's singing, crying, complaining to women the whole album, and not even in like a cool type of way. It almost, if you a man listening to most of this album, it's like, nah, I gotta turn this off, bro, because it sound like you crying to me, nigga. Like, nigga, this shit making me feel weird listening to it. So to me, Drake, this whole album, he's searching for himself. He's searching for his sound. Kendrick exposed how he attaches himself to whatever artist is hot, to whatever region is hot, and he rides the wave of that sound. And that move has gone undetected for so long. Now that it got put on the forefront, he can no longer do that because niggas gonna go, oh yeah, that's what Kendrick said you do. So now he's trying to find an original sound. The problem is he don't really got one. He came in the game emulating Joe Budden's. Then he went from emulating Joe Budden, then he put the singing twist on it. Then you had the So Far Gone Drake. But if you follow his career, every single sound that he's ever had came from another artist. From the Ghost Riders being exposed, to him riding Atlanta sound, him doing the Jamaican thing, him trying to do the Cali West Coast thing. Like, every popular sound he done had, he rode the wave of another region and another artist. So now that it's just on him to originate his sound, you hear him struggling to do that. Because if you think rap culture, hip hop culture, you don't think Canada. Like, they emulate the American sound and put their Canadian touch on it. But they don't have an original hip hop sound that we gonna fuck with at least. So he can't do that. because we ain't listening to that shit. It might fly in Canada, but over here where it matters at in the culture where it originated, we're not listening to that shit. And he's struggling big time. And he still even tried to ride the wave of another artist by going to get Party Next Door. And I see the move he tried to do. This was a move I told him he should have did a long time ago. He just failed to execute. I said, leave the street shit alone, disappear for a while, and come back with an album for the bitches. He tried to do that. The problem is it failed. It didn't work. So he should have really just went and soul searched. When Not Like Us dropped, he should have fell off the grid, hit the studio, and just poured his soul out on the beat. He should have went on a soul searching journey, go on vacation, go find yourself, meditate, work out, come back a whole new man. But he didn't do that. He kept trying to be the same Drake. And the more he did that, the more he revealed himself, the more corny shit he did. Like, bro, drop the duck lips, stop getting surgery, actually go really work out if you want abs. Like, nigga, actually be a man, because the goofy shit you doing is making you look less and less like a man. You knew it was bad when the women start calling you corny, because the women was still in his corner. Oh, you could never turn me against Drake. Now you even see the women calling the nigga OV ho. The women calling him corny. Nigga, my girl told me to turn the album off. My girl was like, this is the worst music he's ever put out. This is the worst project he ever put out. She downright called it trash. So when the women are calling your album that you made for women trash, you know it's bad. You know it's bad. And I just believe he should have went and done a solo album. Gave us 12 to 15 tracks, just Drake. No features, nigga. You should have came back with the bulletproof hoodie with the smoke on the cover art. Like, yeah, they tried to take me out, but I'm back. And you should have just gassed from song 1 to song 15. You should have came back with some hard bars, nigga. The 6 a.m. in Toronto, whatever the fuck the song is called. You should have had a whole album full of them. Some deep, introspective, talk about how the beef took you on an emotional roller coaster and you spiraled out and almost lost yourself, but now you back, nigga, Champagne Poppy. You should have came in that bag. This bag right here is out. Like, I really gave this album a shot. That song No Kia is trash. It's a fake way club bar music. I can see it being played in like bars where it's majority other races. Like, you know, you might go to, if you from Cali, you might go to downtown Fullerton or something, or somewhere deep in Orange County. I can hear them playing No Kia in there. But the culture, we're not going to play that shit. Oh, my God. Meet the Padres is ass. He tried his best rendition at doing a Mexican bop. You know how Kendrick went and got the girl from the damn baseball game. He saw her performing. And he had her doing the mariachi thing. Drake tried to do his version of it, and it was fucking horrible. Kendrick done beat this nigga ass across the Mexican border, back across the Canadian border. He had put on a Mexican accent. I'm listening like, what the fuck is this? This shit is terrible. It was ass. Drake, don't ever do that shit again. I don't know how that even got cleared to make the album. That shit was horrible. That was the worst fucking song on the album. Okay, there we go. Had to fix the mic. It was sounding funny in the headphones. I don't know if it sounded funny to y'all, but the setting I had on the mic sounded weird as hell to me. Somebody Loves Me is a failed love song. Drake is literally on the song begging for someone to love him. Party Next Door, literally on the song begging for someone to love him. It was ass. Like, these niggas are rich, famous. They're supposed to be them niggas, and they on the song begging, oh, no, somebody loves me out there. So Drake is feeling like nobody love him, nobody fuck with him, everybody abandoned him, everybody that was in his corner was singing Not Like Us. He's just looking for love at this point. He's looking for acceptance. The nigga made a song about celibacy. Absolutely depressing. How do you go from Champagne Poppy, having the threesomes in Miami, and this bitch and that bitch, fucking this stripper, that rapper baby mama, this rapper girl, to rapping about celibacy? Kendrick done beat this nigga ass to where he don't even want no pussy. That's crazy. This nigga completely spiraled out on this shit. This album was terrible. I'm not gonna lie. The whole album just sound like he's trying to find himself and find his sound. And Party Next Door, he could have left him off the album, because all it did was make Party Next Door sound trash. It sounded like, how can I put this? Party Next Door added nothing to the album. He added nothing. He didn't elevate the album. He didn't help carry the album. Like Drake's, whatever he's going through, bled off on the Party Next Door and brought his talent level down. Because usually Party Next Door, nigga, he come on the track and he stands out. There was not one song he stood out. I forgot he was on the fucking album because him and Drake crying and complaining together on every fucking track just bled into each other and they started to sound the same. It was ass, bro. Like, I'm not gonna lie. The album is like a 3.5 out of 10, maybe. Like I said, Small Town Fame is a banger. Give Me a Hug is dope. And besides that, the album is ass. If he would have did the whole album like Small Town Banger, it would have been cool. But Drake, you got to go back to the drawing board, bro. Because even the attempt at doing it for the women failed. Like, the nigga is going through an identity crisis. He don't know who to be. That's the thing. When you a chameleon and you can no longer adapt and change yourself to fit another mold because of what Kendrick did and displayed and just decimated you and took your whole blueprint and exposed it to the fans, now he's lost. He's spiraling completely. I don't know if he can ever come back. I don't know if he can ever come back because we keep saying, oh, we want the old Drake, but then think about the old Drake is somebody else. It's not even him. He was being other artists the whole time. He was riding other waves the whole time. So what is really the old Drake? But we'll see, man. Y'all share, like, subscribe to the channel. This was my honest review of the album. I honestly just gave it an honest listen. I tried to like it. I wanted to like it. It was ass. I'll probably never play this shit again. It was ass. What Joe Budden said, 2 packs of ass, nigga. This shit was trash. The Viral Way.